Hey everyone, Richard here with RevoSpin, and we're going to set up the LED Deluxe Enclosure. So me and Robbie, we're going to show you close-ups of the parts and pieces that you'll need to set this up. But initially you'll be given 4 bags, and each bag will have the specific parts. So let's get into the close-up of each bag, so that way you know what you're working with. All right, so me and Robbie, we're gonna take each bag and starting from the stand, so the three stands that make up the Deluxe Enclosure, we're gonna start with those, and then we're gonna work our way up to the top part, the top circle. So our first 3 bags are gonna be these ones. And this right here can be set up later. It's like a little TV stand that you can attach to the sides. So we'll set that up at the end. But we're gonna go ahead and do a little time lapse just showing you how we're setting this up. But each one is easily assembled by the letters. So they all connect to a specific letter on them. And you'll be able to tell which one is which because they're all bungeed together. So each bag has its own parts and its own fabric as well. So let's go ahead and start assembling that. And we'll show you how easy that is. All right, so as Robbie's setting up one panel here, I'm gonna talk about this one here. So you can see that when you stretch them, they're all bungeed. So all you have to do is just push them in, push down the button, and just lock it in. So you're just gonna be doing that for each piece of each bag until they're all put together. So it's very easy. One person can do it as far as the sides go, but you will need some help when it gets to putting up the top circle of the enclosure. So these ones aren't bungeed together, but you got 2 here that are. So after you connect them, you pretty much just want to lay them down, so that way you can start seeing which pieces need to be connected next. All right, then we come down to our leg attachments here. And so you get these plates here. You get the 2 plates, and you have these 2 L-shaped pieces here. And so what you want to do is take the screw out from the bottom. And then with one base plate, you're just going to line up these 2 parts, and then with the screw, insert that in at the bottom. Okay, once you have the L shape connected to the base plate, you can take your little wrench here and you can tighten that down. All right, so if you notice that this is loose here, another way is to tighten that part as well with the same tool. So inside, there's another slot in there for the bolt. So you're just gonna stick in that part and just turn until that's nice and tight, because then that'll make the whole enclosure stable. All right, now that we have all the pieces connected properly, we're gonna go ahead and assemble each piece with the corresponding letter. So when I pick up this one here, you can see at the bottom, it's got the letter M, and then we got letter Q up here. So these ones, these base, they start with the letter Q, and there's another T here. So what you'll want to do is just connect that Q in the right spot there, and just let that snap in place. Okay, so we can put these to the side here. And then we'll do the same thing with the other one. So Q, And again, like I previously mentioned, if you have some loose ones here, you can tighten those up with the L tool. All right, so next ones are going to be just the pieces to connect. We got the ones to connect the F. So this is going to be the one for F here. And then this other one has the same letter for F. Okay, so now you have your freestanding. All right, now that you have at least the middle part connected, we can go ahead and assemble the bottom and the top part. So we got letter T and T here. So the two bottoms are going to be T. So we just want to connect those with T. And there is a curve here, so you may have to loosen up the bottom part just to curve the two poles here. Okay, but they connect together. And then at the top part, you're going to have your other bar over here. And so you have letter W at the top. And then you have these L connector shapes here. So that goes in this way. So they're gonna sit with the same curve as the bottom. So this one's curving this way. So the bottom is curving the same way. And it's gonna go in this way. These two middle parts here, these are gonna be what supports the top circle when you put everything together. All right, and then the last two pieces of this panel is going to have these two additional smaller parts here, and that's what's going to attach to these two middle pieces. So that way, when you connect the top circle, it'll snap in place just like this. All right, so you can see here that we have all three side panels assembled for the frames. And I just want to quickly go over this particular side panel here. It's got 4 holes here, and that's what's going to be used to hold your TV mount. So your TV mount, which is here. So if you are doing, this is optional, so if you are doing your TV mount, that would attach after you put the fabric over it. So that will get attached afterwards. And then you can stream the video clip from your 360 onto the TV here, depending on the software that you're using. So the next step we're going to get into is actually putting the fabric on each of these side panels. Then we're going to get into doing the top circle. Okay, so we're going to show you how to slide on the fabric for one of the side panels. And it's going to be the same process for each of these right here. So it does have a cable inside of it. So the Velcro side, you're going to want that to be on the inside. So that's going to be the inside of the curve for the panel. So that's where the Velcro is going to go. And what we're going to do is just tip this over and then just slide this right on top. Let's go ahead and fix that up there on the top. So it does have these 2 cutout holes that you just want to feed this top part through. And then you'll notice that there's a wire, so you just want to make sure the wire's on this side of the fabric when you're feeding it through the top. And then once you're done with that, you would zip it up. And then once all the panels are together with the fabric and you have the top circle, then we can start doing the plugs for the electric. As you can see, we have all 3 panels with the fabric on, and you can tell that this one is the one for the TV. And then now what we're gonna do is gonna push these to the side and go ahead and start assembling the top circle. So it's the same way, it's just gonna be some bungeed connections, and you'll see how easy that is. So you can see that, that these are exactly the same like the side panels. They're all bungeed in different sections here. And you'll just wanna connect each one and then lay them out the same way that we did for the side panels. So we have the top circle assembled now, and all it was just connecting each bungee together. And you'll be able to tell which one is which just by looking at the letters. Some of them will have the numbers instead of a letter. So for like when you're connecting the circles, you'll just connect the 3 with 3. And then you got, I believe, the 6 over there. So they all just connect nicely together. And then when you're putting the top part, there's gonna be 2 circles. So the top part just goes right on top when it's connected through the X. So these middle sections are X, and then you'll see on the 2 circles, they have a letter X as well, showing you where to connect them. So it's pretty set there to where you can't really mix up the 2. But then now is gonna be the fabric. So we'll go ahead and attach the fabric, and then we'll go ahead and attach it to the panels next. We'll pick up this top piece and we'll attach it to the panels next. All right, we have the fabric here now. It does come in two pieces of fabric. And so for the outer part of the circle, you have your logo here. So at the bottom of the logo, you'll find there's a few holes here. So those holes are gonna actually go right here. But what we found is best is just flipping the whole thing over and letting this part drape down. So that way when you're trying to zip it, it's not just falling down. And so we'll go ahead and flip this over. We'll put the fabric on, and you'll see how we're gonna do this part. So now that we have that flipped over, we're just gonna find the holes and just try to line those up. So maybe we can start over here. See if, so we got 2 here. So we just wanna insert the holes into there. And then we're gonna go along the path of the circle until we have it all on there. Perfect. So now next thing is just to find the zipper, and then you're gonna zip up that first section, and then we can flip it over and start attaching the top cover. All right, so we went ahead and flipped this over, and after we zipped it up, you'll notice that there's 2 zippers here. So there's one zipper, it's like the inner part, and that goes for just this part. And now for the other zipper, that's gonna connect to this top circle here. So you're just gonna open up the circle and just find the zipper end, so that way you can zip it up. So we got it here, and then you just take that zipper, and then we can just start zipping that top circle. All right, now that we have this top circle assembled, we can go ahead and start attaching it to the frame here. So we have the side panels connected to the top circle, And the last thing to do is just connect these strips here to the Velcro. But before we do that, you just have to make sure that they're connected properly. So let me get in close here. And one part has the little screw here that's going to screw onto the connection. So there's two. It's kind of a little hard to see there, but there's two connections there, and you just want to line them up like so, and then just start screwing in here. Okay, so that's going to be the connection for when you're putting up the lights in the panels here, and so we'll go ahead and do that now. All right, once you've added all the light strips to the panels, you should end up with three female ends, and so those three female ends are going to connect to the three male ends on the power box. So just like how we did with the lights, you just want to line those up and then just screw them in place. So next one. And then the last one. Okay, then all you gotta do next is just plug this in and then use the remote to power this on. Now with the power plugged in and your remote here, you can go ahead and turn that on. Then you can see all the colors light up. You can change the colors by just pressing the individual ones here. So you got white, blue, green, red, and then you can have some fade effects, strobes, flash, and then like a smooth little transition one there. Then the last and final step, this is optional if you are using a TV, is to attach the TV bracket to the panel that has the opening for it. So let's go ahead and show the opening, and that wraps up the LED Deluxe Enclosure. Okay, so moving over to this back panel here, you're going to get access by opening up the zipper here, and then you'll be able to get access to the screws on the pole that we mentioned earlier. So then just like a TV bracket, you're just going to hang that here, and then you'll be all set up for your TV connection depending on the software that you'll be using. And there you have it. That wraps up our LED Deluxe Enclosure setup video. If you have any questions or you get stuck on setting this up, please reach out to us, and thank you for watching.